The Yankees sweep the Royals, who are terrible, but I got good things to say about Boone after my thoughts last week when I wasn't too happy with what he was doing. Hey, listen, if I'm going to give some negative thoughts and opinions and put them out in the universe when somebody does something good, I'm also going to give the positive ones and give somebody their flowers. This is Hold My Ball podcast. Let's get to the show. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Jake Savicki. This show is brought to you by our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook. Use my code HOLDMYBALL, DYW. You receive 10 chances to double your winnings when you're feeling good about it. That's a nice thing right there. $25 max bet. I'm rolling with my dog of the day today. The Athletics over the Mariners at plus 122. I'm going to use one of my double things up and go with a plus 244 instead of a 122. Let's go A's. Check them out. Link is somewhere around here. All right, Mr. Aaron Boone, I was pretty heavy on criticism with him last week. I think everything I do is fair. I don't think I'm ever trying to rage bait. I'm not trying to clip farm. Every time I talk about the Yankees, people think I'm just trying to get content. It's not the case. They're the New York Yankees. Of course they're relevant always. Of course I'm going to talk about them because they're the Yanks. Of course they're interesting. They've earned the right to be relevant, even if they haven't won a World Series in 20 years. That's what happens when you win a bunch and you pay a bunch of money and you have a good roster. Like, this is part of it. I'm not clip farming. I talked about Boone and how I think it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen when you don't play your best guys because of the analytics and the matchups and the lefty-lefty. It's like, at some point, get rid of all that crap. Throw it out the window. Play the game. Have some feel. Like, play the hot hand. Put the hot bat in the lineup until he's not hot anymore. I don't care if it's righty, lefty. I don't care what it is. It just irritates me. So they do. I said it last week. I know for almost a fact that nobody in the Yankees organization watches my podcast or saw any of my clips. But I just said, why would you take the best hitter in the league, guy with the league leader in OPS, lead leader on your team? He leads your team in every offensive category except home runs. That's even over Aaron Judge. And you don't play him because it's a lefty-lefty matchup and you sit belly and you do all the, dumb, just dumb. And you end up losing. You lose the series to the Angels, who I think are much better than people are giving them credit for. I came out and I thought, this is a dumb way to manage. I don't get it. It's stupid to me. So what does he do? He goes lefty-lefty. Fine. Throw him in there. Nothing else has worked. Ben Rice goes yard. Bellinger goes yard off lefties. I think they had 4 home runs on the day. And 3 of them were from lefties, 2 from Belly, 1 from Ben Rice. And if you didn't put him in the lineup originally because it was a lefty-lefty matchup, you probably lose. So credit to Boone for just ditching the analytics BS and playing your best guys every day. Let them get in rhythm. Let them do their thing. I just don't understand what this is. I mean, Boone, you played at a time where it was good baseball. 97 to 2009 or 9, something like that. I don't know. Late 90s, early 2000s. And you came in, you weren't an everyday player. And I just have this feeling. I just know that when you were probably playing, at some point you said to somebody, your dad, your teammates, your agent, is somebody. You said, look, if I just got consistent at bats, I'd be good. If they just played me every day and let me get in rhythm. Like, you averaged 80 games a season. And the 2 seasons in a row, you played 162 in 2003, I think. You played 162 games in 2002, which, great. You got 600 something at bats. I think the only time in your career. You get 606 something at bats, or 7 maybe, I don't know. You played 162 games, all of them. And then you get to the next year, after coming off a everyday player, the next year you play 160 games, you're also an everyday player, and you're an all-star for the one and only time in your 13-year career. Getting consistent at-bats matters, and you're a good baseball player. Ben Rice is appearing to be a phenomenal future of the league type of player. Why is he not playing every day to start the season? I know you only sat him a couple times, but why sit him at all? Lefty-lefty? Put him in there. Let him go. And you did. You took Jazz out. You put Rosario in. I agree with that 100%. Sit Jazz. Guy can't hit, can't do anything. Find the vibes of the team, Boone. Get rid of the analytics side and play the vibes. Who's the guys that are in there that are getting the job done, regardless of what they're getting paid, regardless of what they even bring to the table. If we're getting the job done with a certain lineup, just let it ride. Let that lineup ride. I think players feel the inconsistency, and I just don't think they like it. There's not a player out there that likes the analytics. I mean, play Ben Rice every game, and then you got Goldschmidt. He's your pinch hit, need a extra base hit guy, need a bomb. Doesn't have to be for Ben Rice. It could be for anybody, but use him when you might need one to leave the yard. Goldie, go try to leave the yard, dude. Good luck. That's probably your best option with him. Boone, you should also know you got a young Ben Rice and an old Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt had a good career, sure. Is he still that guy? No. You, Boone, were injured in 2004, and then the next 5 years of your career, which were the last 5, 2005 through 2009, you had 3 years of those 5 that were negative WAR. You were 32 to 36. That's just being old. And I don't think that's old, but this is baseball. And when you've been in the league for a long time, you tax your body. 32 to 36 is a lot older than it is in regular life when it's talking baseball world. You should know that. When the young guys are doing their thing, let them go. Let them do their thing. I just think that the analytics in today's game, you use them sparingly, use them for certain things, but at the end of the day, it has to just be the gut. Who's going to come through in the clutch? Who's going to be the right guy here? I don't care if the stats say lefty, not great. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Play the game based off the gut. What do I think? What do I know about this guy? What does he bring to the table outside of the deep dive analytics? What does this guy bring? Dave Roberts, I think, did this in 2024, and here's my theory. I think Dave Roberts with the Dodgers had the one World Series in 2020, which Mickey Mouse World Series, whatever anybody wants to call it, it counted 100%. But every guy on that team, including Dave, really they want to win a real one. They want to win a full season World Series because it not so much that they think it wasn't a, legitimate World Series ring, but if they win a legitimate 162 game one, then nobody can say anything. That's all. Even though people are like, well, you bought your team. Oh, yeah. Okay. They're going to say things, but they can't take away the legitimacy. They can complain, but they can't actually go, it was half a season. You go, you might be right. It is what it is. So they wanted to win one. So I don't know that one cemented Dave as like, he's the guy, right? But you get to 2024, he hasn't won a World Series outside of COVID yet. He's won a lot of games. And then he's been picked apart in the postseason for his management and his pitching management. And it didn't feel like that's what he really wanted to do a lot of the times. Like he was playing this analytical game. And this is a guy that played like right there with Boone. You were in the 90s. You were in the early 2000s. That was a different game. They weren't pulling a pitcher who's carving because he's going to the lineup third time in a row. Well, get him out of there. Hurry up. Bring in a reliever that we don't know whether he's on or not. So we're going to take this guy out who is on and just hope that the next guy's on because that's what the analytics say. Dave did a lot of that. I don't think he wanted to really do that. You get to 2024 and the Padres have them down 3-1 or 2-1 in the divisional series. And all of a sudden Dave just decides, if I lose here, there's a good chance I think I might get fired. This is my thoughts. I don't know. And I just think he went, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to do it my way. Screw it. If I think I'm going to get fired if I don't win, I'd rather get fired at least trying to do things the way I want to do them on my way out the door versus doing it the way they want me to the whole time, and then they fire me anyways. So I think that's what he did. He rolls a Honeywell out there for 50 pitches in an inning. he gets to they shut down the Padres for 2 straight games, 20 something innings. I mean, absolutely insane. The bullpen goes off. The starting pitch, everybody does their job. Then they cruise through the World Series. They beat the Mets, I believe. Then they go to the World Series against the Yankees, and they win that too. And Dave gets a World Series, a legitimate one, and I think he did it his way. I think he had his back against the wall and said, "Screw it, I'm doing it my way." Analytics out the window, all this other crap. If the Dodgers went down in a game like early and like far enough, it was very clear. Our goal here is save everybody for tomorrow. Save all the good arms or all our arms for tomorrow. Let somebody roll out there, eat innings. We'll take this loss. We'll come back tomorrow healthy, and we're going to win. And that's exactly what they did all the way through. All the way through. And now Dave signs the most lucrative contract for a manager in history, and he does whatever he wants. He went back-to-back the next year in 2025 doing the same thing. They played the Blue Jays, who were very good. Very, very good. They cruised through the playoffs. It was easy. They got the Reds. Then they had, who'd they have next? I can't even remember. But then they had the Brewers, who they swept. Let them score like a run or two in 4 games. I don't know. It was bad. And then they get to Toronto in the World Series, and it's a it's the best World Series ever. Most evenly. It was awesome. But Dave goes with Miguel Rojas at second base for game 6 and 7. Does that make sense? Probably not. That's not what the analytics would tell you to do. But he went with him, and what happened? Miguel Rojas ended up being the guy because Dave went with his gut on Rojas. He needed some team leadership. He thought he was the guy for whatever reason. I bet Dave couldn't even truly explain it other than, I don't know, I just got a feeling it's going to help. I got a feeling. Like, that's all there is to it. And I think that's what a good manager does. And I think if you have your back up against the wall, then you just kind of manage the way you want to manage. I think that's where Boone was at. I mean, this start for the Yankees was brutal because their fans' expectations are so high and everybody's expectations are high that if they lose a little bit, they're getting smoked. They're getting grilled. And I'm not even saying they're fully back, but I do like that he just rolled the team out there, the best hitters, the best guys. Like, you want Ben Rice leading off, Aaron Judge hitting second, phenomenal. Because if I don't need Aaron Judge hitting third or fourth, I don't want that. If Aaron Judge is hitting third or fourth, all that means to me is that when we get to the 8th or 9th inning, when we get to the 9th inning and we're down by 2 runs or a run, and we're at the 9-1-2 hitters, I'm glad that Aaron Judge is coming up this inning 100%. If he's hitting fourth, I don't feel good about 4 people having to figure out how to not get 3 outs so that my best hitter can come up to the plate. I'm putting him in the 2-hole all day long. I didn't even mind him in the 1 spot. He hasn't been super clutch in those moments, but he's the best hitter that we've seen. Power hitter, hits for average, does all those things. I just think having a Ben Rice and an Aaron Judge 1-2 punch at the top of your lineup, with the way they're swinging it, especially, best in the league. Be a fool. You'd be a fool not to keep them there all season, regardless of what the hell happens. You'd be a fool, I think. So we'll see what he does. We'll see what the Yankees do. They get Cole back. They get, I think, Rodon back. I predicted a rematch of 2024. I predicted the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series. And we'll see. If the Yankees add in the average, hit for average, they have so much pop on their team. They have guys that can leave the yard. If they just really fight to battle and hit for average, less strikeouts, more balls in play, they're going to be very good, I think. And we'll see how it goes. But I would love to see a rematch. Would absolutely love it. And that's kind of all I got today, guys. We'll get back to the Mets losing 11 games in a row. We'll check in tomorrow and talk about whether they're on their 12th game in a row or whether they broke the streak and they won one. Either way, I love to see it. I'll be honest with you. I think the second they signed Soto, they signed a little bit of a death sentence for their team. I really do. I don't think Soto's the guy. I think you need team guys. You need good vibes. You sign You sign Devin Williams before Edwin Diaz. You sign Juan Soto before Pete Alonso. Like, just bad all the way around. Just a piss poor ran organization. I can't stand it. This is the show brought to you by Caesar Sportsbook and also brought to you by Slab Dynasty, where I rip all my cards, guys. Go to slabdynasty.com. Check them out. It's my favorite place. It's fun. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to buy a expensive box. I just decide, do I want to buy a $25 card and rip it 50, 75, 100, 200, whatever you want? Do I want to go for like a big pull here, or do I want to keep it consistent? And then when I get it, I could send it right back and sell it if I want. It's as easy as it gets, and it's fun. So check them out, Slab Dynasty. I am signing off for the day. I will check with you guys tomorrow. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. As always, like, subscribe, do all the things that don't cost you any money to support. That's what I like. I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I will see you on the next episode.